So the one I'm going to use today is Mylan's high friction polish. You can kind of apply a couple different coats to it, kind of build it up a little bit. Again, I've used it before on pens, and it's great for a little while, but it does lose a little bit of its shine after you use it. But this is actually really great for doing like ornaments or something like that, or little figures that you can hang that aren't going to be touched all the time, because it's a real quick, easy way to just build a polish up. Now again, I don't claim to be an expert on this stuff, so somebody might disagree with me, but that's fine, you know. And when you apply the polish or anything like this on a lathe, don't turn it on right away, just spin it by hand. Because if you turn it on right away, it's going to go flying everywhere, and you don't really want that all over your lathe. So we can turn, this is a nice variable speed lathe, you can turn it down on low, start off slow, you know, apply that friction polish, get it on there, then just take a dry pot, polish it out. You can up the speed. Once you start polishing, you can up the speed. Yeah, this is the fun part. Usually finishing can be kind of but so let's see, where was that spot on my? Now that it's going, you can reapply a little bit with the same area, so it's not going to be flying all over the place. You know, give it a couple more. Again, switch back to a dry area on your rag, and that's pretty much it with this. This is actually only one barrel of this pen. Don't want to lose those. I usually just keep them right in front of me. And there's your pen barrel. And it really, you know, makes that curl pop out. You can kind of see it, you know. Now this is this pen here. So this is one barrel to this pen. I'm going to turn the other barrel right now. When I'm done with that, I can show you how the pen goes together. That's a real simple process. But until then, let me turn that one out. So this one's thinner. So you can see the one we just did, and you can see a little bit thinner. And that's almost like veneer. So you're almost turning something that's a veneer thickness on a lathe. But again, with that glue, it just stabilizes that layer and allows you to do that. And also, if you have a sharp tool, if you have something else, this will chip out on you. You know, it happens. Here's the second barrel that I just finished turning. You can see it doesn't really take that long. Got a nice little shine to it. One thing I forgot to mention, actually, when you're cutting your pieces out, get them out of the same piece of wood. Just cut it in half. And then, so when you go to put your pen together, you can line the grain up. Matching the grain just makes the pen look that much better. Especially when you can get like these little stripes right here, these two that run parallel to the barrel. You can get those to go through the mechanism and then onto your second barrel. It just looks sweet. All your marks are all going to be turned away and everything, so you're not going to know which barrel is which unless you really keep track of it. So the best thing to do is just sit here, spin it around. Sometimes things change. Oh, there we go. So that looks like a pretty good match. Yep. You know, lining those up. You can spin it around. You know, that's as you turn your pen down, what you see on the outside is not necessarily what you're going to get on the inside. So don't be shocked when all that bird's eye, or if you know something gets turned away. I've had that happen before. You get a real sweet piece of bird's eye maple, and then it looks like a regular piece of maple that you just grabbed from somewhere. You know, it turns all the way. So again, that's something that you need to be aware of, especially with a bigger piece. So all right, so we're ready to make this pen a pen, so you can actually use it. I have here a pen vise. You don't necessarily actually need a pen vise. You can use a drill press. You can use the lathe, but what you need is to be able to take your pieces and press them into each other. I bought this because it's nice. You can just put it right here on your bench and work with it right in front of you. A drill press, maybe it might be awkward for people. I just like having something right here in front of me, almost in my lap. Oh, this is okay. So the first thing I do on this particular pen is, okay, so this is what they're all going to look like. It has threads on one end for the pen tip. And then it has the part that you're going to press into the pen. It has a little recessed area so you can get it started by hand, just so you can seat it. Now from the rest of the way, you can't press it in. You need a pen press to do this, or a drill press. Basically, you line it up, get it started. Now, as you can see, it's not lined up straight. You want that to be going in straight. It looks like it's at a little bit of an angle, so you can take it out real quick, kind of adjust it, get it on there. Once you get it started, now that it's started a little bit, it'll center itself, but don't have it at like a 45 trying to push it in there. You're just going to ruin everything. So you just go ahead, press it all the way in. You don't need a lot of pressure. Now you get your tip in there. This is what the tip is going to screw onto. That's the end of your pen right there. So you don't put that on just yet. But now you install the center band assembly. Now this has two different lengths. Now in the instructions, it'll tell you that the shorter length goes into the opposite end of the front barrel. So that's what we're going to do on this pen. So we'll put the shorter end in first.
You're like a natural instructor.
Now, as the pen gets a little bigger, you need to adjust your pen vise to allow this to go in.
Do you think that pen vise is a good investment?
It is, because I'm sitting down right now. I'm in a controlled environment. It's right in front of my face. I like sitting down when I do things. I just feel like I have a lot of people don't sit down when they turn. I do, but personal preference. So you slide that together. So there you go. Now that's going to be your center band of the pen, and now you can instantly feel if you did a pretty good job. This is your click mechanism. This is what clicks the pen in and out. You insert this first. Again, make sure you know what's lined up here. Okay, so this is going to be the middle of the barrel. So this is going to be inserted, small end first, into the barrel just by hand. It kind of just fits in there real loose. Now you're ready to put the whole pen together. This is going to push that pen mechanism all the way up, the click mechanism all the way up to the end of the barrel. So all you need to do is just press that in there by hand. Make sure that your wood is lined up. Once you get these pressed together, you can't twist them. So make sure that the grain is lined up. Again, that just gets pressed together. You can test. All right, overall it's not so bad, it's pretty smooth. So now with the mechanism in there, you take your refill, and now you're going to use your refill to push that mechanism out so you can see it. Now the end of the mechanism has threads on it. That is going to be your plunger assembly is going to eventually thread onto that. We need to install the clip. The clip comes in two parts. This is what's going to hold the clip onto the pen. You can just manually press that on. So now you have the clip assembly. Now if you have any defects, or if you have anything that you might not want to see, like some people might not like that little line in the wood. So all right, well you can kind of semi-hide that by placing the clip over that. People are generally going to use the pen with the clip on top, so you might want to have something down here that's going to look nice. I don't know, that section looks pretty nice right there. So I'm going to throw this clip. So now when you're using the pen, you're constantly seeing that nice curl. Again, that just gets pressed on. That's it for that. So then you take your refill, push it in. Make sure it pushes in all the way. There you go. Now you can take your plunger device and screw it onto the mechanism on the inside there. After you install the spring. Sorry. That just screws on real quick. Nothing special. And that's it. Throw your spring on over the refill. Oh, this comes with an actual little protector ball. Because this is a gel refill, it's more apt to bleed out everywhere if that little ball isn't on there. So you just remove that, put your spring on, screw it together. And that, my friend, is a pen.
Is a nice...
If you're a novice, an hour, if you're good at it and you're really quick, a half hour. With this finish that I have on here, the finish is it's just a polish that I wiped on. Some of these other pens, they're a spray finish. So you can recoat within 30 minutes, but before you... And that's it. And this is just your basic click pen. It writes pretty nice. It's a gel pen.
There it is, first write.
First write of this pen. And that's it.
Sweet.
That's my sweet kind of signature, I guess.
If you're a woodworker or a novice or anybody who's interested in getting lumber and supplies, you can go online to the Rockler website, or you can come to the Cambridge store, which is much more interesting. Good people working there, lots of expertise, classes, pretty much like you know, if you walk in not knowing something, you can always walk out with a little bit of information. Rockler.com online,
So
ask for their catalog. Yep.